Well, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are in the world. Sorry to have kept you waiting. But of course, here we are with live coverage from the Estadi Johan Cruyff of the Open Doors training session. It's a training session with a difference, of course, because as this event, which has become a tradition at FC Barcelona over the years, has been held in the Mini Estadi. Of course, the Mini Estadi is now scheduled for demolition. This is the new home of Barça B, of the women's team, of the under-19 youth team as well. This is where it all happens now. This is at the Estadi Johan Cruyff, which for the first time ever today is being used as the venue for the famous Open Doors training session that traditionally happens the day before King's Day, January the 6th, here in Catalonia, around Spain, and around a lot of the Spanish-speaking world. And of course, it's a really special occasion because normally when we bring you coverage of Barca training sessions, we only get to see the first 15 minutes when they do the rondo and the warm-up. Then we have to lose the signal because obviously Ernesto Valverde and the players don't want the rival managers to be seeing what's happening. Today, it's different. Today, we get to see the whole shaboodle. We get to see the whole hour or so of training. We'll get to see the players having a training match. This is an exclusive chance to really get to see what an FC Barcelona training session is like. And for the lucky few that are in the stadium themselves, 6,000 capacity ground, I'm told that it's sold out for today. There's not a seat available. Some people are still a little bit late getting there. There's a few empty seats, but generally it's a packed Estadi Johan Cruyff for this, and they're getting the chance to see it in the flesh. And as you can see, as is always the case on these occasions, a lot of children inside the ground. This very much an occasion for the children because it's a time for the children. It's school holidays at the moment. Still here. They don't go back to school until after January the 6th. Tomorrow, King's Day. I'll tell you a bit more about King's Day in a moment because that's a phenomenon that a lot of you in the world of Santa Claus, etc., are probably not familiar with. The players, they'll be coming out any moment now. They're just getting changed. So we'll just hang on for that. But at the same time, this coverage being shown live around the world. There's all you guys listening in. We've got people on Facebook. We've got people on the website. We've got people on Periscope, on Twitter. And we've got people on YouTube. So thousands, who knows, maybe millions of people looking in from around the world. Hello from Indonesia, says Aditi Rindi. Because of the time, I think there's going to be a lot of Asian people watching in today because obviously in the Americas, people are still asleep. In Europe, perhaps still just waking up and nursing their hangovers. Not to say El Diablo, México, México, México. Y lo voy a decir porque seguro que hay mucha gente en España, en América Latina, que están mirando y están preguntando por qué está diciendo este gringo. Pues también estamos ofreciendo toda esta cobertura en la web en fcbarcelona.es en castellano y en fcbarcelona.cat en catalán. Entonces en la web oficial del Barça se puede ver todo esto en castellano o en catalán. Eso si no quieren escuchar a mí hablando en guerri. Lovely day here in FC Barcelona. The sun shining down, a little bit cold and windy, but hey, 10 degrees, you can't argue with that because I know that in a lot of other places, back home where I live, for example, it's freezing, it's cold, it's snowy. Here, it's not too bad. You still need a little jacket on, but 10 degrees and it's going to get warmer as the day goes on. The sun is shining. It's really not a bad day. We've got colleagues here from the Catalan side of the service. They're going to be doing some interviews with the protagonists, hopefully some of the players and some of the coaching staff and some of the directors, and also of course with some of the people that are inside the ground enjoying the occasion. A lot of expectation because they know that the players are going to be coming out any second now. Messi, I'll change your shirt for my sister, please. I like that. So yeah, the time here is 1:15. This was scheduled to start at 11 o'clock, so any moment now the players should be coming out. And of course, this is a double occasion for the players because once the training session is over, they'll always spend a bit of time interacting with some of the people inside the ground, and then it's the occasion of the traditional hospital visits. They're going to be visiting a number of hospitals in the area in Barcelona and the environs. In Sabadell, for example, they're going to one as well. They're also going to the Casa Ronald McDonald. So a lot of a very important day for that. Last year, the men and the women went on the visit together. The women's team actually a couple of days ago, they've already done the hospital visit. Now it's the turn of the men today. So very exciting for the children that are having to spend the festive period in hospital. It's a fantastic chance for them to get to meet their heroes. And there's a whole charity thing to the whole thing today, because it's a €3 cost for the tickets that, as I say, are sold out for this occasion, and all of the money is going to the Hospital San Juan de Déu, which is the pediatric cancer centre that the Messi Foundation and the Barca Foundation have done so much good to support. It's going to be the biggest children's hospital in Europe, certainly. I'm not sure if it's the world, but certainly it's an extraordinary facility that they're building. And so the proceeds from today is going to that very worthy cause. As you can see, there's still people coming into the ground. Lots of children. That kid's got exactly the same coat as my child. He's about the same age as well. I thought for a second that's my boy coming in. You can probably hear in the background the sound of the Barca anthem, Total Camp, and that's because the players are coming out onto the pitch. A lot of them wrapped up with scarves around their necks, as you can see. I don't think that's really necessary. I don't think it's that bad. I managed to walk here today in just wearing a t-shirt, but perhaps us northern people are made of different metal. There, the Barca players coming out to rapturous applause and to the sound of the Barca anthem. Applauding the people that have sold out this ground. It's a lot smaller than the old mini Estadi. It's only about a third the size. So it's perhaps a different kind of atmosphere in here to perhaps in the past. But the downsized stadium has generally been a good thing for the youth team, the B team, and the women's team, because it really ensures a capacity for pretty much all the games that they play, whereas at the mini Estadi sometimes it was a little bit spaced out, lots of empty seats. And it's certainly having dividends, because the women's team and the B team are both still unbeaten at home. The under-19 team did lose a couple of games in the UEFA Youth League, but generally playing in this stadium has been very, very good for the teams that use it, which is basically all the teams other than the men's team. So they're the men's team in question, they're posing for a photograph and now getting into position for their warm-up. Looking forward to having a chance to interact with a lot of you on YouTube and on Facebook. So please send your comments in. Let us know, where are you watching from in the world? A big hello. I'd like to say hello to all you different people around the world. What kind of time is it? Are you watching this in the middle of the night, in the middle of the morning? Is it later in the evening? Tell us, where are you watching this game? Huge applause there for the players. There's Luis Suarez just in frame there. Extraordinary. Luis Suarez on fire at the moment. Last night, of course, against Espanyol, scored the first goal. An assist for Arturo Vidal for the second. Extraordinary stat. The last 10 goals for Barca in La Liga have had Luis Suarez involvement in some way or other. He's scored 4 and he's had 6 assists. El Pistolero, he's on form. He's the boy at the moment. Extraordinary. Leo Messi, of course. I mean, you can't say he's not on form. He's the top scorer in La Liga at the moment. Suarez is second, in fact, with 11. These two having an extraordinary season. We're used to that. Well, we're used to it from Suarez as well, really. And there's Messi leading the boys as they go out on their warm-up, being sent to do a couple of laps of the track. Now, I know a lot of you youngsters watching at home, that's the kind of thing that your coach probably tells you to do before you start training. Makes you run around the pitch 3 or 4 times. You probably hate doing it. Look at that. The Barca players, they have to do exactly the same. A couple of laps of the pitch. Also, it's a great chance to wave to the fans as they're going around, so it's a little bit different today. Kind of a lap of honour before things have started. That's Sergio Busquets leading the race at the moment, if they are racing. He's the early pacemaker. Jordi Alba there with his black hat on, keeping himself nice and warm. Like I say, it's not really that bad at all. Sound of the local MC, he's keeping the atmosphere going. As you saw before, with the people coming in, there's pretty much not a empty seat left in the house. We're getting a chance now to meet some of the fans inside the ground. This kid, he's having a great time, saying that Messi is the player he's most looking forward to seeing. Saying how much he enjoys coming to see events like this. They weren't able to come last year, but they wanted to. This year is great. They have been able to. It's the first time they've been to this event. Delightful, fantastic, really enjoying it. How did they get here so early? They've come up from Salou, which a lot of you might be familiar with as a holiday venue. So they left bright and early this morning to come to this event. Asking whether he knows the Barca anthem. No, that wasn't a bad rendition at all from the lad. Yeah, not a bad rendition at all from that. In fact, earlier on, the MC tried to get the stadium doing the Barca anthem. I have to say, it wasn't all that in tune. It wasn't, and that lad, that was a very nice rendition, pretty much note perfect. I'm sure that we're going to be getting a chance to listen to plenty more of that as the day goes on. So, as you can see, the players now breaking formation. They're going to go off and form 2 rondos, which is what they normally do on this occasion. 2 or even more rondos of the traditional famous Barca warm-up exercise. And of course the reason for that is because it spreads things out and means that more of the people in the ground get a close-up look of what's happening. The rondo, of course, a very traditional part of FC Barcelona warm-up. It's the piggy in the middle kind of exercise that apparently Johan Cruyff developed this exercise, introduced it to Barca. It's now, of course, used throughout the world, not just at Barca, but in children's training, in adult training all around the world. It's just the perfect exercise before games or before training sessions, where the players in the middle, of course, have to get the ball off the players around the outside that are passing. Sometimes the players on the outside are limited to just 1 touch. Sometimes they get more. Sometimes there are all kinds of different variants on who it is who has to go in the middle afterwards, whereas the person who made the pass and failed to make it, or the person who failed to receive the pass. So there's all kinds of different variants of the rondo that are used. But as you can see, there's 2 different rondos going on, and the goalkeepers are training in isolation at the moment over there. Marc-Andre ter Stegen has tendon trouble at the moment. He's not taking part in this session today. Neto, of course, is, as well as Iñaki Peña from the B team. Neto, who of course played his first ever Liga game yesterday, standing in for the injured ter Stegen. The derby against Espanyol, which I'm sure that all of you were watching last night, ended 2-2, of course. Well, 8585 Fu is asking what time is it now there? Well, the time here is 11:25. We're getting all kinds of different comments here. We've got Nabis Aus is from Malaysia. There's King TV, Sexy TV, interesting name. The Lion himself, Messi, and a whole load of green hearts yesterday. We've got a load of cups and claps and Blaugrana colours from GGGG. Some very strange names that you guys have got. Yasser Abbas with De Jong with, I'm not too sure what that image is. De Jong, of course, last night was sent off, which is a major factor in the game against Espanyol with 15 minutes to go. The first time that Frankie de Jong's ever been sent off in his career as a pro. That's including his 59 or so games that he played in the Eredivisie, if I've got the pronunciation correctly, as well as the games he's played for Barca. First ever experience of that, sent off last night for a second bookable offence. That's that backdoor flick there. Hopefully later on we're going to get to see the players playing mini games. You can see the goals are in place for that. That's always something to look forward to. Going back to some of your comments, Golden Lunatic, King Piqué. Piqué was excellent last night. I really thought he was very, very good. We got Lionel Messi here from Che Darabache, and again, lots of hearts, purple ones in this case. And Tosha is just saying Messi, 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 and Mad Max Gaming has some strange running figure there with somebody holding a bag. No idea what that means. Let's see where you're coming in from. From Nepal, great to watch Barca live, says Foots Fact. We always get loads of people watching from Nepal. Hello to everybody out in Nepal. Watching from Namibia in Africa, that's Steve Wahupirapi. Great there, shout out to everybody there. And in Italy, Italia, Visca Barça, that's from MSL. Hi everyone. Sergio Busquets, says Ian Domas. What's up man, watching from Africa, that's Geo4. There's a Joe Man's Cap. He reckons that Neto's performance yesterday was good. Then we've got Football Insider from Kenya. Someone from Manipur saying good practice is your name. Some very, very, very strange names. You've got Callum Atchison all the way from down in New Zealand. A big shout out to New Zealand. Lucky Zaharuddin is from Indonesia. Watching from Romania. We've got, I've lost your name. Where have you gone? There you go. Armand Olicini. Chimay Facetzi. There you go. There's a bit of Romanian. Watching from Quebec. Ian Domas. Bonjour or hello. Visit Nepal 2020, says Somio Rana. Visit Nepal? I'd love to visit Nepal. It's a long way to go, but certainly it's a country that I would absolutely love to go, and I'm sure that a lot of us would also too. Sergio Kobalia, when do the Champions League tickets go on sale? That's a question from Estonia. Do you know what? I don't know. I have absolutely no idea, so I can't answer that question. Perhaps if I get a chance, I'll look into that one, but I honestly don't know. From Sikkim, great fan of Barca, that's Rinzing. Ashish Gaming is saying good luck Barcelona for your next match. Forza Barca from the Philippines, from Romario Gilvan da Silva. Is that the Romario? The Romario? What's he doing in the Philippines? Wow. Hey, from California, that's Angel Ayabar, California. Yo, California. What time is it in California at the moment? Just must be watching in the middle of the night. This trucker fan is saying something in Russia. Yastani Kledijoni Trenel Rom Barsi. There. That's me trying to read Cyrillic. I've got a rough idea how to do that, but not very good. Miguel Granados, Houston. Hi. Hi, Houston. Hey, I live in Newburgh, New York. That's Alan Bello. Tommy from the Netherlands. We've got Junior watching from Germany. From Portland, Oregon. A lot of Americans looking in, so I'm trying to work out what it must be late night. No, it must be in the middle of the morning there in America. Wow. Paritosh Sawan watching from India. It's 2:30 in California. Have you guys stayed up very late? Are you getting up in the middle of the night? Do you get up incredibly early? Wow, it's 3 in the morning, says Eddie. What a time. What a time. Let us know, why is it that in the middle of the night you're watching us? I mean, we know why, it's fantastic, but I mean, what are the circumstances for that? What a bizarre time. How much does the ticket cost to watch them train, asks Joe Manscap. €3. is the cost today. It's sold out. It's very hard to. There's only 6,000 seats, and they sold out pretty much immediately. Another 1,000 went on sale a few days ago. They went out, sold out straight away as well. €3, and it all goes to charity. It goes to the San Juan de Deo Children's Cancer Hospital. So a fantastic experience. But that's only for today, for the open doors training session. Normally, how much does it cost to watch Barca train? I'm sorry, but you can't. It happens behind closed doors. The media and certain special guests do get to see the first 15 minutes. That's all. Normally Barca train behind closed doors. That's why today is such a special occasion. Well, the MC's doing all kinds of things in the background, keeping all the people happy. And we're going to get to speak to somebody again now. And this is the robot pole. This is wonderful project that's run in association with the Eric Abidal Foundation, where we get to speak to children in hospital, in this case in the Val d'Hebron Hospital. They get to operate this. They get to basically attend the training session, which they wouldn't normally be able to do. In fact, it won a prestigious award only very recently, this technology, for what it's managed to achieve. Asking what he would want to ask for from the Kings, and he said, I'll have one of those Ballon d'Ors. And he's looking forward to the fact that the players afterwards, his hospital is one of the ones that they're going to be going to, and he's already been visited by the women's team earlier on in the week. Well, it's a bit hard to make out exactly what was being said there, but that's a young lad. He's called Paul, in fact. The robot Paul, in fact, is named after an unfortunate child, Paul, who passed away, who was involved in when the technology was being originally developed, and it's been named after him. Of course, it's all about King's Day tomorrow, the 6th of January. It's not a tradition that a lot of you around the world might be familiar with. I didn't know this because I was brought up in the UK. I always thought that Father Christmas, Santa Claus, went everywhere in the world, and often thought, wow, that's quite an achievement for him to go everywhere. In fact, he doesn't go everywhere in the world. He only deals with certain countries, and other places it's other people that come. And in Catalonia and in Spain, and I believe in a lot of other places in Spanish-speaking Latin America, it's the three kings, Balthasar, Melchior and Gaspar, the same three kings that visited Jesus in Bethlehem, because they're magical. They're still around. You might have thought they'd have been lost a long time ago. No, they're still around, and they come to Spain, and they're the ones that bring the presents on Epiphany, on the 12th day, on January the 6th. In fact, this evening, all around the country, there are parades, and the three kings make a point of appearing in these parades, the Cavalcada de Reyes, they call it, and they appear and they throw sweets and gifts to all the children, and then come in the night and bring them presents. And that's January the 6th. It basically means that Christmas goes on forever when you live here, because the 25th is still celebrated as well as Christmas Day. Then we get New Year in the middle of that. Then we get King's Day on January the 6th. So it's just eternal. You're never quite too sure what day of the week it is, whether it's a holiday or not, what's happening. It really does go on and on and on. We love it. It's just a constant, non-stop party, a wonderful time for the family. So while a lot of you are already back at work here in Catalonia and elsewhere in Spain, tomorrow is a holiday. well. We're getting to see now the goalkeepers. It's just Iñaki Peña and Neto today. As I said, Marc-Andre ter Stegen, he's got tendon trouble at the moment and is almost certainly also going to be missing the next big event, which is the Spanish Super Cup, which starts this week. A new look Spanish Super Cup. Of course, it used to be a two-legged game played at the start of the season between the champions of the league and the champions of the cup. That was first instated in 1982. Barca won it more than anybody else, 13 times. This year, though, it's different. It's being used as a 4-team format, a final four involving the league champions, Barca, the Copa del Rey champions, Valencia, and the runners-up in said events, Atletico Madrid in the league and Barca in the cup. Of course, Barca can't play twice, so it goes down to the third ranked team in La Liga, which is Real Madrid. So it's Barca, Atletico Madrid in the first semi-final, in the second semi-final, sorry, and the first semi-final on Wednesday is between Real Madrid and Valencia. And it's all taking place in a new venue in Saudi Arabia. Last year, the Super Cup was moved to Morocco, to Tangier, for the first time ever played outside the borders of Spain. And this year it's being held in Saudi Arabia, in Jeddah. It means that the games, they'll be kicking off, or at least the semi-finals, they're kicking off at 8 o'clock Central European time, 10 o'clock in Saudi Arabia. If there's anybody in Saudi Arabia looking in that's actually going to be going to those games, or anybody in the Middle East that will be travelling to see them, let us know on YouTube, on Facebook. It'd be great to know about. You must be very, very excited about the fact that Barca are heading your way. Angel Ayabar, I was asking how things work out that you're watching in from it's 3 o'clock in the morning in California, or was it Portland you're from? Sorry, I've forgotten, but you're certainly from the US. And he says, I'm watching because they are the best, obviously. How silly of me to ask. Risky Lifestyle asking red pill or blue pill. That's obviously a Matrix reference, but I don't quite know why. Limbu Shihehang, can I have Messi's shirt? I'd love to give you Messi's shirt, but I'm not really in a position to help you there. It's 3:30 where I live, says Brandon. In Saudi Arabia, the clock is 1:30. Yeah, that would be 1:30 in the afternoon, says Mazin. That's somebody based in Saudi Arabia. Mazin, are you going to be going to the game for the Spanish Super Cup? Foot's Fact says it's heart-touching and a real joy to hear Nepal from your mouth. Can you please announce your name? It would be a pleasure. My name's Mike. Please, what's your name? Because I'm sure your name's not really... Oh, yeah, I've lost you, but I'm sure your name isn't really... What's your name? Yeah, it's a pleasure for me to say Nepal, lovely country. Angel Ayabar, I wish I could visit Barcelona. Come sometime, you're more than welcome. How long is De Jong's match banned for, says King Apple. I believe normally it's one game, isn't it, for an indirect red card. I'm not sure. Or does that do 2 yellow cards just count towards the yellow card count? Is that an automatic ban? I'm not sure. Don't quote me on that because I'm not sure. Mem's channel, hi from Nepal. Somebody else from Nepal. And from Malaysia, we've got Suleiman. It's 18:39 p.m. in Malaysia. Wow, it's already late evening in Malaysia. That's quite a time difference. Wow, we're just sort of waking up this part of the world and you're already sort of starting about going to sleep. Hassan Malik is watching from Pakistan. Oscar Flores is asking when the yellow training kits are coming out. I don't know the answer to that question. Sorry, I can't help you. Risky Lifestyle, I want to wake people up and I love my team. Great. Visca Barsa from India says Sandayip Guha. Netherlands, from Kenya, somebody else asking for Messi's shirt, somebody watching from Iraq, called the Breast Brock. And Dumpling Plays is asking, Mike, are you Spanish? No, I'm from the UK. As is Finn Parkinson. Hi, Finn, fellow Brit out there. Soccer fans, strange names you've got. It's my dream to play for Barca. It's my dream too, but unfortunately I'm a bit too old to hope for that kind of thing anymore. So good luck with soccer fans. Good luck with that, with your dream. No, those days are gone for me. We're from India, says Masidul Hassan, with 9 of my friends, so you've all gathered together. And hola, says somebody there with a Russian name. Let's have a go at reading this Russian name. I think that's Dmitry Sekny. Wow. I used to be able to read Cyrillian. From Vegas, Sula Enrique from Vegas. Fantastic. The breastplate, pray for Australia, yes. Yes, I agree with that. It's tragic what's happening in Australia, and I've got a lot of good friends on Facebook that are right in the middle of it, so I very much agree with you on that one. It's tragic what's happening for people and for nature there. So certainly, please get Barca to come back to South Africa to bring people. That's Lufunu Mokabeki. They did go to South Africa not that long ago. Who knows if they'll be going there again. Konstantinos Apostolakis. Oh, it's so hard to read these names. From Greece. Hi to everybody in Greece. Brusi Ogawa saying, don't try to sell Vidal. I'm certainly not going to be doing that. Arturo Vidal, there's the boy right in the middle of the image there. Amazing stat regarding him. He's had 6 shots on target this season. All 6 have gone in. He did it again last night with his header. Didn't give Diego Lopez a chance. 6 shots, 6 goals. Basically, you find an assist with Vidal on the end of it, he's going to pump it away. So it's incredibly regular record. That great stuff from Vidal, coming on as a super sub again last night. We've got Abdulati Jabel from Libya. Let's see if we can get every country in the world today. We've got Norway there from, wow, you've got a very long name. Get FBI to 10,000 subscribers. Interesting name. When's Dembele coming back? Hopefully very, very soon. I think there's probably still about a couple of weeks before that happens. From Afghanistan, we've got Jasna Pesic. Shire Adan reckons it's a lie and that Messi is a robot. Why are they training behind in open doors? Why? Because it's a traditional occasion. It's a wonderful occasion for the fans. It's a wonderful occasion for people around the world. That's why. Chilean flag up there in the background. Someone's here especially, obviously, to see Mr. Vidal. Finn Parkinson has been to Camp Nou twice. Good on you, good on you. And you're more than welcome to come here again. In Saudi Arabia, the match will start at 10. That's Mazin saying that. Somebody here from Saudi Arabia said they were going to the game and couldn't wait to see it. Oh, sorry. Footspack, my name is Prakash BK from Nepal. I have a question. Why can't we get to watch live Barca games like training, at least at home games? Good question. Now, the reason for that is all down to rights, obviously. We would love to bring you live coverage of every Barca League game. It's all down to the rights, and of course we don't hold the rights to that. People have rights in different countries. I believe in Nepal it's Facebook that holds the right to Liga games. Obviously in different countries around the world, different media companies hold the rights to show Barca games. That is basically why. Otherwise, we'd love to bring you games. We do bring very good coverage. We bring you our match centre. We bring you up to date. There's a minute by minute on the website. We've got information on Twitter, and of course, Nick Simons does a fantastic job doing the commentaries on Radio Barca. But the reason that we can't do that is because we don't hold the rights. If we did, we would. So that's the rondos over. The players now moving in to space. Oh, sorry about that. for the next. We normally get a few possession exercises or something. From now on, we're in uncharted territory. Ernesto Valverde in the centre of your images there. He's got some red bibs. His colleague's got some yellow bibs. They're being handed out, so the players are being divided up for some particular reason. Antoine Griezmann there, still wrapped up very, very warm. You thought as a Frenchman he'd be used to this kind of coldness or semi-coldness. We've got a great panoramic view. You see all kinds of balls there, a lot of balls. A team with a lot of balls, FC Barcelona. There are a couple of players sneaking away there. I don't know where they were going. We saw you, we caught you. So the instructions being given now. This is a perfectly normal training session. Of course, there's a distraction with so many people watching. There's Sergio Roberto. No, he wasn't sneaking away from training. He was off to the disabled section to pose for some photographs with some people. How dare I suggest that he was running away? It's great that the team always makes a very special effort to particularly include the disabled fans in events like this. Sergio Roberto making sure that every one of them gets a photograph or an autograph. In this case, it looks like he's going to put his pen onto the scarf. An really excited smile on that kid's face as that happened. Getting the picture as well for these young children in wheelchairs. And turning around, of course, to look at Paul as well. They're on robots. Paul. I think a lot of the players are going to be making a particularly special effort to speak to Paul, and he's actually going to get to meet some of the players later on. Of course, the players don't all go to the same hospital. They go to about 6, 7, 8, 9 different hospitals. They're also joined by members of the board and by Ernesto Valverde and the coaches as well. So I don't know who'll be heading to Valdebron, which is where young Paul is at the moment in hospital. Good, I had a feeling that Sergio had forgotten the kids at the end of the line, but no, he's remembered them as well. He's going back and saying hello to everybody. So that's the reason that Sergio Roberto was seen sneaking away. And there's the other supposed culprit, but not at all. He's doing a great thing. That was Antoine Griezmann. He's the other guy who's going away. Double joy getting to meet Sergio Roberto and Antoine Griezmann. Schwitank Schwarma, say hi to Greenland. Great. I don't think we've ever had anybody from Greenland writing in there. So yeah, a big hi, a big hi. Hello from Holland. The same as Aviv Levy. Yeah, one of our colleagues. That's from Monstro Art. Nikos Chris is asking, where is Suarez? He's there, don't worry, he's there. Shuvo from Bangladesh. The entrepreneurial guy from India. You are a boy. Interesting. We've got Jair Souza from Brazil. Adrian from Santa Rosa, California. Barcelona for life, says King of Madness, with a lot of that muscle emoji. And Joe Manskap is the biggest Barca fan from Namibia. Oscar Flores asking, where is Joe? Joe? Who's Joe? Dipesh Tapa, someone else from Nepal. Another hi. Hi from Syria, please. Mossab Al-Hayek. Hello to everybody in Syria. I know that you're having a very difficult time at the moment, and all my strongest of best wishes to all of you for the new year ahead, and let's hope the happier times are on the way. We've got Lufino Mokobeki begging Barca to come to South Africa from La Masia Academy. Juan Magdaleno is speaking from California. We've got Lyric Music saying hello from Indonesia. We've got Kevin Vasquez simply saying that I love you guys. Really nice. No idea what this Joe person is. We've got some more people speaking about that. I don't know what you're talking about. Gisek Nokrek, hi from Bangladesh. A lot of people from the Netherlands as well, so hello for all you people from Netherlands. From Anthony from Gambia loves Barca. Finn Parkinson says you again, and you think you're coming to the Camp Nou again this year. Great. Any particular match in mind? Look forward to seeing you. Subhajit Sarka, bring Barcelona to India. That would be great. That would be great, wouldn't it? Someone's asking where Messi is. He's there as well. Look, both Luis Suarez and Leo Messi, they're both very much present. Can't see them at the moment, but they're certainly there. There's Frankie de Jong. It's his turn to go and meet some of the fans. He's also heading for the disabled section. Mohammed Jim, hello from Dubai. We've got Denny Mulyana from Indonesia, loving Barcelona. Tarek Nawi, Mike, what's your favourite season and least favourite season of the decade, and why? What's my favourite season? Do you mean football season or season of the year? I don't quite understand the question, really. My favourite season is summer, definitely. No two ways about that. Favourite football season? Every football season is great. Every football season is great. There's not such thing as a bad football season. Gerard Piqué, also taking time out from training to go and meet the fans in the disabled section. As I was saying, I thought he was outstanding last night. I think he's been outstanding this season, Gerard Piqué. Sergi Busquets there as well. Key clearances that he makes, the way he reads the game. So as he gets older, as a footballer, perhaps he hasn't got better. I mean, he's aging, but his positional sense, he's just always there. Almost, the same as Carlos Puyol used to always just be there, and Piqué's really got that down to a T at the moment. So many key clearances that he's been making this season. There's one early on last night against Espanyol that was particularly key that he made. Excellent season he's having. Big thumbs up to Gerard Piqué. He and Sergio Busquets at the moment are doing the duties of meeting the fans to the vice captains of the team. Leo Messi, of course, man number one. Masidul Hassan, Ricky Puig, the future. Well, I would imagine, very much so. A lot of people asking about Ricky Puig and why he's not playing more in the first team. I think because he's getting a regular game for the B team. It's probably at the moment, that's what Valverde's always said, he's better off in the B team where he's getting regular football. That's the important thing for him at this stage of his career, with things so competitive in the Barca midfield as well. There's Arturo Vidal. I said 6 shots, 6 goals. Seems to be what's happening is the players are being taken out of training for a few minutes in turn to come along and get some photographs, and they're going back to the training session. But as I say, it is still a real training session for the players. It's a serious matter, but at the same time there is this festive atmosphere that does make it different. But it is an official FC Barcelona training session. There's a big business coming up, the trip to Saudi Arabia for the Spanish Super Cup, of course. Well, it's great listening in to having messages from you people all around the world, but we've got someone here sending greetings from Mars. I believe That's the first time we've ever had somebody from another planet sending a message. FCB fan says, my brother wants to join La Masia school. How to join? Well, there's two things. There's the FC Barcelona Escola. Those are the schools that are all around the world. I don't know where you're from in particular, but there are FCB Escolas, 50-odd schools in different places around the world, in Australia, in India, in Mexico, in the US, in Canada, in Egypt, I believe, all kinds of countries where there are FCB Escolas. La Masia, of course, is the official Barca youth system. You can't just join that without proving that you're a future football star. Or hopefully, that's obviously is a different matter. But there's certainly the FCB Escola academies. They're all around the world. So there's certainly have a look on the around the web and see if you can find a chance to join one of those. And I'm sure you'll be more than welcome. From Qatar, the Brestbrook. I'm pretty sure that you wrote before and said that you're from somewhere else, so I'm not sure about that. Greetings from Cali, Kevin Vasquez, California. I assume that is what you're referring to. Griezmann, 7 goals. No, there was just a stat there. 4 goals, 1 assist, goal in UCL, the best. Greetings from Germany, from Niels. Hi. Lufonu Mokabedi. Yes, but none of those schools are in South Africa. No? Well, let's hope that there will be one of those schools coming up soon. I thought there was one in South Africa, but perhaps I'm mistaken. Naka O'Neill is asking why there's no Copa del Rey schedule this year. Let me tell you about the Copa del Rey. It's different this year, the Copa del Rey. I just trod on a wire and nearly sent everything flying. Thankfully, I think everything's still okay and you can still hear me. 1 second. Antoine Griezmann says he's really enjoying the chance to spend some time with the fans. It's them who give us force when things are going badly. Through difficult times, they're here for us. It's great to see them here. It is different to do exercises with people around, no? No, we love being close to our fans. Bring them a moment of joy. As we do when we cross bars with fans in the streets. Let's hope we've got a good year ahead. A great drive for you before the trip to Saudi Arabia. Yeah, they brought some warmth because it's very cold here at the moment, but it's going to be warm in Saudi Arabia, and hopefully it'll give us a chance. There's Antoine Griezmann with a smile on his face, and we just saw Frankie de Jong there speaking to Robot Paul.
Per tant, unes bones sensacions les que ha tingut el jugador francès, que en la seva primera temporada al Barça, doncs avui ha fet aquest primer entrenament de portes obertes des que va arribar al club blaugrana.
I'm not sure if you're seeing the same images as me, but certainly I'm getting images in the top left-hand corner of the screen of the Barca women, whose game is about to kick off. It's a big game as well. It's against Athletic, being played inside the San Mamés Stadium. That's happening up in the top left-hand corner of my screen. I don't know if it's on your screen. In the meantime, back at the Estadi Johan Cruyff is Arturo Vidal, having a chat there to some of the supporters in the disabled zone. Now, Naka O'Neill, if I can go back to your question about the Copa del Rey, why is there no schedule? Yes, there is a Copa del Rey schedule. The Copa del Rey has been changed this year, I think personally very much for the better. As you know, it used to be a 2-legged tournament. Now it's just being played as a single leg knockout all the way to the semi-finals. The semi-finals will be 2-legged. That's the only round where there's 2 legs. Everything else is 1-legged, so it's going to be much quicker. I think that's better. It's more exciting. It's the way the FA Cup works back in my country, which is a fantastic tournament. So the other thing, that means that having it 1-legged opens it up to more teams. It used to only be the top 80 or so teams in Spain that got to play in it. Now it opens up to more regional teams, and it's actually started already. But the first 2 rounds, there's an exemption for Barca, for Atletico Madrid, for Real Madrid, and for Valencia, did I get the four right there? The four teams that are playing in the Spanish Super Cup, they're exempted. They get a bye into the round of 32, which compensates for the fact that they have to play the Super Cup in January. Obviously, they've got fewer Copa del Rey fixtures. January's not going to be back-to-back weekend midweek games as it has been in recent years. It's going to be a lot easier, lighter schedule for the teams. That's why the Spanish Super Cup can be fit in this ideal January window. So Barca are among the four teams that have got a bye into the last 32. And the draw for that obviously has not been made yet because there's still teams involved in the earlier rounds. And it's worked. There have been a few little surprises already early on. Okay, we've got an official attendance figure on today. It's 5,688. There it is, in fact, 5,668. It's a 6,000 capacity stage. That's pretty much sold out. That means there's just about 300 seats that haven't been taken. That always happens because a lot of people buy tickets anyway. They're only €3 a pop and then don't come, which is a bit of a shame. But people do that. It's a different experience for people as well to come here, so it's great to see that it's a full stadium because in the old days, the mini Estadi, that was kind of it's nearer the centre, it's on the metro system. It's a bit harder to get out here. Public transport's not quite so great. You perhaps need to come in a car where parking's not that great either. So it's shown that it works. It works, fantastic. We've got a sold out ground here. 5,688 people inside the stadium. Mem's channel is asking, from which planet does Messi belong? Thankfully, planet Earth. Someone else from Nepal, I assume, saying that Mount Everest is waiting for Messi today. Naka O'Neill, thank you very much for the response. You're more than welcome. So we've got Lawrence J. Flomo from Liberia, but watching from Azerbaijan. Exotic combination and a great fan of Barca. Kevin Vasquez, what's your favourite Barca lineup? Nice question. I'd love to answer that. Probably better if I don't, just for safety reasons. But I do have my preferences like everybody else. But I'm not allowed to comment on things like that, I'm afraid. Raj Bahadur is asking us to visit Nepal in 2020. Love to visit Nepal, love to visit Nepal. Switzerland, lots of love from Switzerland from Alena Honegger. Beautiful country, Switzerland. I've certainly been there, lovely mountains. I think Nepal probably beats it with mountains, but Switzerland, what a lovely, lovely country. So what's all this about? Charity? Says F. Ahmed. Yes, it is all about charity. The proceeds from today, €3 is the cost of a ticket. That money is all going to the San Juan de Deu hospital. And also, once this is over, the players will be going to local hospitals for the annual hospital visit. It's all to do with tomorrow, King's Day, as I was explaining, Dia de Reyes in Catalonia and all around Spain. It's the day when the kings come bearing gifts. It's a time for children, it's a time for charity, it's a time for giving. So yes, it is all about charity. FC Barcelona, through the foundation, of course, does so much good work for charity, and this is just one of many different projects that contributes to a number of worthy causes around the world. players, meanwhile, the ones that aren't speaking to the fans, are getting into position for a warm-up match. Entrenamiento, puertas, obertes del primer equipo. That's the first team open doors training session. In fact, there have been open doors training sessions for the futsal, basketball, roller hockey, the women's team. They've all been doing it over the Christmas period. This is the last, I think, on the list. It's the men's football team. Hassan Malik, are British people into soccer, Mike? Is the Pope Catholic? We invented the game. We invented it. Well, we made the rules for it. I think we are a little bit into soccer. The Premiership is a fairly strong league. I think we've got, yeah, I think you can fairly safely say that we do like soccer quite a lot in Great Britain. Oscar Flores says, good night, Mike. You going to sleep? Mazin, will you watch the match? Which match? The match with Atletico Madrid in the Super Cup is the next one. Yes, I think hopefully we're all going to be watching it. I don't know what the TV rights situation is for that around the world. It'll be my job at some point during the week to put together the when and where chart that we do on the website. So I'll be looking into that to see whether you're able to watch that around the world or not. I hope so. I hope so. Joe Muscap's asking, how do Barca giveaways work? Only people in Spain get them. The others don't, but Barca is one. I don't quite understand the question there. FCB fan, Barcelona don't sign English players. They don't, generally. I think Gary Lineker was the last one. And that was way back in the 80s. Node Hatters, Mike, which team do you support in the Prem? I don't support any team in the Premiership. I support Exeter City. We're having a fantastic season at the moment. Second in League One. Hot on the heels of Swindon Town. Hopefully we'll be in League One next season. Exeter City, that's my team. Nobody in the Premiership. Mike, do you believe Messi will play in the next World Cup? That's Kevin Sognell. I'd imagine so. Will that be 2022? No, in Qatar, 2 years' time. There's no reason why he shouldn't. You assume Argentina will qualify. Before that, he's got the Copa America. They've got another Copa America this summer. Is that 3 in the last 4 years? Do they ever have years without Copa Americas these days? So that's the immediate concern. The Copa America has been played in Colombia and in Argentina. So that's happening. And for the next World Cup, of course, I think Messi will. He's getting on a bit, but he's not that old. Pretty sure he will do. És que ja estan unes quantes pilotes amb els colors del Barça preparades per ser signades i per enviar cap al públic. I jo ja estic veient també com a l'agradaria més d'un està intentant... Tom Elkins, Swindon Town. Are you a Swindon Town fan? We're 3 points behind you with the game in hand, but we're not here to talk about Exeter City, we're here to talk about Barca. Do you think he'll win the Copa America? Do you think Argentina will win the Copa America next year? No reason why they can't. Argentina are always one of the favourites, aren't they? Let's face it, it's always Argentina, Brazil, and other contenders. Uruguay, who knows? Colombia, don't know. But there's absolutely no reason why not. Anyway, the training match is underway, so let's have a look down on the pitch and see what's happening. Ernesto Valverde, they're keeping a close eye on what's happening. We've got the Blues playing against the Reds. Catch what's happening. It's pretty much seven-a-side traditional, because they often play with this kind of pivoting midfielder who switches from team to team, but Seems like a fairly traditional seven-a-side game that they're playing. It is within a defined territory. We've got little red cones marking out where they are. Oh, that's one of the Central American flags there, I believe. Is it Honduras or El Salvador, Nicaragua? They all look very similar. Can't tell you which one. Can you tell me what flag was that we just saw? A lot of questions here on YouTube about the managerial situation. Obviously, I'm not going to comment on that. Messi is the best, says always here for you. Don't lose Todibo, we need him, says Relax. Mazin, do you love Barcelona? Do you mean the city or the team? Both. Tom Elkins is asking, Mike, what's your usual job for Barca during the week? Doing the website mainly. Doing the website and various things like that. We keep things ticking over. Various language services. Obviously, these are the highlights when you get to do things like this and commentate on the Open Doors training session. I wish there could be an Open Doors training session every day. I'd be so happy. One of my favourite days of the year. Messi the GOAT, Messi the GOAT, Messi. A lot of people. Who's your favourite player in Barcelona? Says Wipeout Gaming again. Please don't ask me these questions. I'm not allowed to show favouritism. Not allowed to show favouritism. Griezmann's one of my favourites. He's a lovely guy, very friendly. I like the way he speaks. I wish I was as good looking as him. Unfortunately, there he is signing the shirts there for the fans. The yellow shirt, I think, is more suited to a signature than the Blaugrana. That guy's brought along some paper as well. The pinky coloured one as well, that's more suited. I'm sure back in 1899 when they decided on playing in red and blue stripes, they didn't have whether it would be good for marker pens to show up on or not. Places to visit while in Barcelona, says Oscar Flores. Well, for the Camp Nou, of course. Certainly worth a visit. The Sagrada Familia, the beach, Las Ramblas, all kinds of places to visit. Some fantastic museums as well. I've got a few little secret favourites. And one, the Maritime Museum, is a little secret that a lot of people don't know about. That's worth it. Also the Cosmo Caixa, that's worth a little look as well. That's a great facility, particularly if you've got children with you. But Barcelona, I mean, just enjoying the city. It is a fantastic city to live in. Someone's asking who gets the Guess the Score prize. Guess the score? Of what? Griezmann, very busy there, still signing shirts. Tomasho is asking how many Open Doors sessions are there during a year. This is the only one. Always around King's Day, the day before normally. This is the only real time that this happens. Sometimes during the summer tours and the pre-season it happens as well. But this is the big occasion. This is when it really happens. Jacob Store is asking, have you met Messi in real life and is he a good person? First question, unfortunately, no, I've never had the honour. Is he a good person? Yes, he is a good person. You can tell that when you listen to him in interviews and things. A very, very good person, very, very good person indeed. Where is he? He's here at the moment. I think some of the players are taking a break, particularly some of the bigger names, the players that played yesterday. It's the day after a training session. As you know, there's a warm-down routine that they go through. They don't normally do the full training session. Today, no exception. That's why most of the players that started yesterday are not involved in this training game that's going on before you. That's why they've moved aside and they're now doing a lot of interacting with the fans as well instead. But that's normal procedure. Someone's asking there, can Barca win the Champions League this year? That's the question we're all asking. Can Barca win? Of course they can. People say can. Of course they can. Will they? Well, let's hope so. Messi, Messi, Messi. That's Elite Baran. Tom Atkins, let Mike see Messi with a hashtag. Hopefully I'll get the honour one day. Deepesh is asking how Dembele is doing. I don't know what the latest update on that is, but I don't think it's going to be too long until he's back. I think we're looking at probably a couple of weeks, but again, don't quote me on that because I don't know. Griezmann is French, says Fraser. Yes. Did I say he wasn't? I apologise if I said he wasn't French, but yeah, of course he's French. Timo Janet mi amr. That's Jose Renderos. I'm not sure what language. How do I get to meet the Barca team, says Johan Scap. Walk around the streets of Barcelona, apparently, because Griezmann was saying that he always likes to greet fans when he meets them in the street. So by that, I assume that means that fans do get to meet him in the street. I have never bumped into any of the Barca players in the street, but hey, it must happen. You just have to be lucky, really. Suresh is asking, can I say where Messi is? Messi was here. He was here before. Suarez was here before. As I was saying, because this is the day after a game, last night of course was the derby with Espanyol, the players do the warm-down session. They don't do the full training session. So the players taking part in this training game at the moment are players that didn't start the game last night against Espanyol. That's perfectly normal practice on occasions on the days after games. But Messi is there. We've seen him earlier on during the warm-up, and I'm sure he'll be interacting with the fans as well. Mem's channel is asking about Barca's away form. It is worrying, I suppose, at the moment. I mean, is that another 2 drop points away from home at Espanyol last night? Well, you know, it's a tough league this year. And complain. Well, Barca are now the winter champions, as they call it here and maybe in other countries. Winter champions being the team that leads the league at the halfway stage. Top of the table, just on goal difference ahead of Real Madrid, 5 points ahead of the next 2 teams. So things aren't looking too badly at all. I mean, it's a difficult league. I think that's the main reason why Barca don't win all their away games. You're not supposed to. It's not expected. I think what's happened is in recent years people have perhaps got a bit too used to Barca winning all the time. That's not natural. So there used to be a time, I remember back in the 90s, people used to talk about the 2+1. The idea was, this was back before 3 points for a win, 2+1 would mean win your home games, draw your away games, that's enough to win the league. These days things have changed. It's a lot more competitive at the top of divisions. You need to win all the time, but it's not going to happen all the time. So that's the reason, really. It's a very, very difficult league. La Liga is an extremely good league. Espanyol, bottom of the table. Yesterday looked fantastic. Great performance by Espanyol last night, and they're the weakest team theoretically in the first division. That shows what a competitive, strong league we're talking about. La Liga, of course, taking a break now for 2 weeks. Barca are off to play in the Super Cup with the semi-final against Atletico Madrid on Thursday, and theoretically the final against either Real Madrid or Valencia at the weekend, and there will be no Liga action until the game at home to Granada on the 19th of January, I believe. I'm not sure if I got the date right there. Granada, of course, a team that got off to a cracking start in the league this season. Things have dropped off a bit for them recently. Oscar Flores, is the Camp Nou getting remodelled? Yes, it is. Yes, it is. You can learn all about that. Just Google Espai Barça and you'll learn about that. In fact, this Johan Cruyff Stadium is the first block in that project. There's a whole project. The old mini Estadi has been demolished. That's to make room for a new Palau Blaugrana. That's the indoor pavilion where the basketball, roller hockey and handball teams play their games. And the whole stadium is being remodelled with a new project. There's also going to be slightly expanded capacity. It's already the biggest capacity stadium in Europe. It's going to be even more biggest capacity stadium in Europe. I think it's going to move over 100,000. So yes, that's all part of the project. Sorry about it. The first part of the project, the Estadi Johan Cruyff, of course named after Johan Cruyff, the legendary player and manager who passed away 2 or 3 years ago, holds 6,000 people and is pretty much full today with just 312 empty seats, I'm told. And this is where the Barca women play their games, and it's where Barca B play their games, and it's doing great wonders because both Barca B and the Barca women unbeaten at home so far this season. Also the under-19 youth team, they played the UEFA Youth League games in this ground as well. Things didn't work out quite so well for them. Unfortunately, they're out of the tournament. They lost a couple of games at home. The only game so far that any Barca teams have lost at this venue, they lost to Inter Milan and to Slavia Prague in the UEFA Youth League. But generally things working out fantastic in this new venue. It's certainly doing good things. Well, I've just been informed that a lot of the first team players, that's Messi, Suarez, et al., that were involved in yesterday's training session, they're now transferring to the Tita Villanova pitch, which is part of the same complex here. It's all part of the Ciutat Esportiva, and they're going then to be transferred to local hospitals to go and meet children. So they've now left the ground. They've finished that wonderful period of interaction with the fans. Now they're off to local hospitals. That's the next part of the agenda on a very busy Sunday for the players. They're going to about 8 different hospitals and medical centres in and around Barcelona, and they'll be visiting children that are going to be spending or are spending the festive period and will be spending King's Day tomorrow, which is January the 6th, in hospital. I'm sure this is going to put a big smile on a lot of faces when they see Leo Messi, Gerard Piqué, Jordi Alba, when they see all those guys walking into the hospital, bearing gifts as well. I'm sure plenty of gifts, plenty of smiles, and you'll be able to catch up with all the details of that on fcbarcelona.com. We've got photographs, we'll have videos. Keep an eye on the website for the rest of the day for all the information about what's happening there, and also on our Twitter account. Meanwhile, for the players that didn't start the derby against Espanyol, training continues here in the ground, where things are starting to warm up a bit. It was chilly and windy this morning. The wind sort of died down. There's barely a cloud in the sky, so although it's cold, it's sunny. certainly see no reason for anybody to be wearing gloves. But like I say, that's because perhaps us guys from Northern Europe are made of a different kind of blood. Okay, Iban Roy Suzni is asking, how many years will Messi be playing for Barca before his retirement? Your guess is as good as mine, but thankfully there's certainly a few good seasons left in him yet, so doesn't bear thinking about, does it really? But yeah, all good things will come to an end at some point. There's an interesting interview with Josep Maria Bartomeu, the Barca president, about that. Yeah, he's going to come to realise that Leo Messi isn't going to be around forever, and he talks about the different plans for the future and how Barca have got that in mind. But someone here saying ciao Messi, I don't think it's quite come to that. Yeah, he's still around, he's still around. Yeah, a lot of people said that Messi had a poor game last night against Espanyol. He played really well. There were some dazzling moments from him last night. It was a good, solid performance by Messi. He's not going to score a hat-trick and give 2 assists in every single game. It was a solid performance. I saw in one of the local papers he was rated as the poorest player on the pitch. Nonsense. It's because he's judged against a very, very different standard. People seem to think that if Messi doesn't act like the GOAT in every single game, that he's played poorly. He played a solid enough game last night, had a few chances, particularly a header that sadly went straight to Diego Lopez. Yeah, it's quite difficult for him. You know, the bar is set so high for Messi. And every time he has one game where he doesn't score 2 goals and give 2 assists, people start saying, oh, Messi's over. I've seen lots of comments yesterday on Twitter, people saying, oh, Messi, he's finished. Oh, come on. No. Messi, number 1, the best. That's a guy whose name is Barca Messi, obviously a big fan and hopefully agrees with what I've just been saying. We've got Jibril here saying that Moussa Wagué is the successor de Daniel Alves. Dani Alves, cracking player. If he can be as good as that, then wonderful. Lawrence probably agrees with a lot of what I've been saying here. Said the game was splendid. We need to adjust our expectations. The league is becoming more competitive. I agree. Yeah, I think a lot of people are spoiled by Barca's tremendous success in the last 10 years or so. You have to remember, I mean, back in the 80s, the 90s, Barca didn't win the league all the time, not like now. Or not all the time, but nearly all the time. The expectations have changed now. People kind of want trebles every season. That would be wonderful. But, you know, we have to calm down a bit, really, sometimes, and not think that it's such a tragedy when things don't perhaps work out perfectly. Senegal loves Barcelona, says Jibril Sissoko. Sal, Messi is only our saviour anytime. He's the best in history. Yeah, probably. Speedy, yeah. La Liga is tactically strong compared to the EPL. EPL is only entertaining because it's English and most of the world understands English and hence the views. Interesting point that. Is the EPL more entertaining because it's in English? No, they don't play football in English. They play football in football language. Don't know if I agree with that comment. David Bonga reckons that the league is very, very good. Kevin Vasquez, Messi is the best. Someone here says, can you read this comment? I'm a girl and I play football. My dream is to hug Messi and have his dress, poster and all. Yeah, I think a lot of people share that dream, and thankfully some people are going to get the chance to do that today because Leo Messi is together with the players that are heading to the local hospitals, and they're going to get the chance to meet some of their heroes. As for our YouTube commenter, always here for you. That's a lovely name you've got there. Hopefully your dream will come true as well, but certainly the dream's going to come true for some people today. Dina's asking what I think about Mane, the Liverpool player. He's a fantastic player. Fantastic player. A lot of admiration for him. Very entertaining. But he's a Liverpool player. We're here to talk about Barca players. We've got love from India, from Flusher. Someone else is a Musa Wage fan. That's Mustafa Buso. Sterling should be in Barcelona, says Messi. Oh, well, he could be. Great player. Do the Barca players sleep at their homes, or do they sleep in hotels with their families? Normally they sleep in their homes. When they travel, they don't normally bring the family with them. They sleep together in hotels. But yes, I mean, normally they sleep in their houses. They have houses like other people, and they live in them with beds and kitchens and things. Ivan Rakitic. There's the screams around the Estadi Johan Cruyff, because this is when the players are delivering balls into the ground. It's a lot easier to do this than in the Camp Nou, when the players are presented and have to kick the ball right up into the third tier. A lot simpler here. This is a great little Christmas present for some of these children to take home. Barca footballs. Messi felt is watching the best club in the world all the way from Australia. Please pray for our bushfires. Indeed, that's what I think a lot of us are doing. As I was saying before, our heart goes out to Australia, and what's happening at the moment in your country really does bring a tear to the eye. Yes, please pray for Australia. Kurt Rubesh, please sign me for Barca. Are you any good? Are you any good? Do you think you'd really be good enough to play for Barca, Kurt? I mean, if you are, you're more than welcome. Mike is asking if I live in Barcelona, and what's your Twitter name? Yes, I live in Barca. I don't have a Twitter name. I don't use Twitter. So that's the answer to that. Someone else has got the dream of playing for Barcelona. Someone else asking, will Barcelona be signing any players in January? The window's still open. Valverde's been asked about this, and he's kind of said he's thinking that he's sticking with the players that he's got. Carlos Aleñá, of course, has gone. He left for Betis. The insinuation was probably not, but who knows? Who knows? We don't know. We don't really know, or certainly I don't know any more than you do. They keep their hands very close to the chest on these things, so I don't know. Ivan Rakitic there in the disabled enclosure, and there's Robot Paul moving along the sidelines. Jesper Chin's asking, where's Ricky Puig? Well, Ricky Puig is officially a Barca B player. Ketchup says, what are they doing here? What are who doing here? I don't know. Hello guys, I'm Alije. I'm from Gambia. Messi's the best player in the world for me. Yep. I think a lot of people would agree with you. how to get a visa to watch live at the Camp Nou. Okay, you're asking for a visa, Spanish visa, European visa to get in. Not something that we deal with, not something that Barcelona deals with. That's something between different countries to sort out. Can't help you, but good luck. Love, everybody's always welcome at the Camp Nou, and you're more than welcome as well. Hasn't got someone else asking how to get tickets? Well, the best place to go is fcbarcelona.com. Okay, here we got Junior Firpo. Yeah, a bit different to normal. The day before the King's Day, it's joyful for the children to get to come along and see us playing football, scoring goals. For us, we know it's an unforgettable game for the children. Really happy to get the chance to sign autographs. I think it's a really good idea. And I think all clubs, not just in La Liga, but all around the world, should do this. Look at this, the children, they're on holiday at the moment, and it's a great chance for them to come and enjoy themselves. What do the children say? Yeah, well, you know, they wanted me to sign photos, gloves, scarf, everything. They were asking me to give them my training clothes, but I can't do that because they're not mine. They belong to the club. It's not for me to give them to other people. So Junior now and the rest of the players, they're going to go and join the players that featured in the derby yesterday, going to local hospitals. So Kurt Rubesch lives in South Africa. My dream is to play for Barca. How would I be able to try out? Well, I would probably say directly for Barca might be difficult living in South Africa, but South Africa has got a pretty strong football league of your own. I mean, to try out for one of the teams down there with the Kaizer Chiefs or the Sundowns or somebody, I'd say that would be the more sensible move. And hopefully move on, hopefully get spotted by Barca along the way. I mean, it's not easy to play for Barca. I mean, there's only 22, 23, 24 players in the world that have got that honour. You have to be the level of players like this, Ivan Rakitic. So, good luck to you, Kurt. I mean, good luck to you, really. I'm sure that if you're a good enough footballer, you'll get noticed somewhere along the way. Not right here. Where did you learn to speak Spanish? Here, basically. In fact, on the subject of that, I'm just going to. A lot of people are asking why we're doing this in English and not in Spanish. So I'm just going to explain to the Spanish people that they can watch on fcbarcelona.es. Estoy diciendo los que no entienden lo que estoy diciendo porque estoy hablando en inglés y veo algunas personas aquí en YouTube y en Facebook preguntando por qué estoy hablando en gringo. Ustedes pueden ir a fcbarcelona.es y ahí en la web oficial también tenemos esta misma cobertura, pero totalmente en castellano con mis compañeros que están aquí a mi lado y ellos están haciendo un gran trabajo y pueden escuchar a ellos. Así que en fcbarcelona.es todo esto, pero en español. Mientras aquí la cobertura lo estamos haciendo en inglés. Vijay Kamur, biggest fan of Barcelona but still loves Team India. Well, football team, great cricket team.